Hey everyone, decided to make two videos today. So what I'm doing for dinner tonight is shepherd's pie. This is one of my comfort foods I really like to bake. It's a little bit more complicated, takes a little bit more time, but the results are well worth it. Once again, everything I'm going to be putting in this you're going to have in your home. It's going to basically be peas, carrots. I'm putting mushrooms in. That's whether you want to do it or not, that's fine. Ground beef, normally you'd put lamb in it. A lot of people don't like lamb because it's kind of gamey, so I'll just use ground beef. I'm probably going to use about 2 pounds of red potatoes. I'm going to boil those and we'll mash those and we'll put that over the top of the vegetables. I'll also make kind of a roux to put in with the vegetables to give it a gravy. We'll put that on first layer and then we'll take the boiled potatoes, mash them, add sour cream and an egg, mix that up, and then you'll just basically put that over the top. So we'll get started on that. I've got my potatoes boiled. It's about 2 pounds. I keep the skin on. If you want to peel the skin off, that's fine, or take the skin off. I like it. Usually when I mash it, the majority of the skins come off anyway, so knock yourself out if you want to do that. Over here, I've got my vegetables going. I decided not to go with mushrooms and added corn instead. So I'm cooking that in some olive oil and got my ground beef going here. I'm going to wait till it gets brown. I will add it to the vegetables and then add a cup of beef stock. I'm going to take some water and some cornstarch, mix it together, put it in with all of this so it will thicken up into a gravy. So we'll be ready to probably put this thing in the oven in about 10 minutes. Okay, I've added the ground beef. Now I'm going to add the 1 cup of beef stock. And we're going to let this cook down a little bit. Then I'm going to add the cornstarch and water to thicken it up. The secret to this recipe is pepper. Everything revolves around the seasoning of pepper in like the British Isles and in Ireland. They don't have much other type seasoning, so pepper is the go-to. So we want to get a lot of pepper in this, and we'll put pepper in the mashed potatoes also. Well, I tasted this and it really didn't have the kind of flavor I wanted, so I went ahead and put in a cup, maybe about ½ cup of bouillon. I used a powder. Tasted it before I put it in. It just kind of had a flat taste, so now it has more of a beef flavor to it. You can see how the cornstarch has kind of thickened this up. We're going to want to cook this down to where we take a lot of the liquid out, because we don't want that liquid when we put it in the pan. It will stop the potatoes from staying on the top, so we want to cook this down. So this will cook, I'll probably cook this down for about another 10 minutes. Okay, my potatoes mashed. I'm going to add some salt to it, and then, like I said, pepper. Believe it or not, probably going to put pepper on top of this before it goes into the oven. I'm also going to put ½ cup of sour cream. Now, the recipe calls for heavy cream or milk. I use sour cream constantly. I substitute it for milk and cream all the time. I just like the flavor. And then we're going to add 1 egg. And we're just going to mix that up. And that's going to go on top of our hamburger and vegetables. Well, here's where it gets a little complicated. So I'm going to take my mashed potatoes and I'm just going to put, and you can see they're starting to sink, which is what you do not want, but it happens sometimes. You kind of put dollops here, and then once you get them out, you'll take a spatula and you will smooth this out. I know that's a lot of potatoes, but who doesn't like potatoes? So when I finish with the potatoes, I actually put some onions in the potatoes after they were cooked, and let the heat kind of cook those a little bit, cook them down, so there's still a little bit of crunchy texture to them. I just kind of like it. It's not necessary, but it's how I work it. This isn't going to be the prettiest dish, but it's one of my favorites. And this will serve probably 6 people easily. So there'll be leftovers here. So take my spatula and get the rest out. And if you don't get the whole thing covered, no one's going to shoot you for it, but trying to get this spread out evenly is not easy to do. It can be done. So there you go. It's as good as I'm going to get. Now here's another little treat if you want. You can put the mystical magical cheese over the top. This isn't how it usually is made, but I don't care. I like it. And we're going to put this in the oven for 25 minutes at 375, and we'll see what the results are. Okay, well, I'm going to give myself a C on this because I should have done 2 things. I should have probably cooked this down more so there wasn't so much liquid, and I should have put it in a smaller and deeper casserole dish or a pie pan. But taste-wise, I'm sure it will be fine. Let me get a swirl here. Yeah, the cheese is nice. And we'll just flop it on its back here. I am making a mess. So there you go, shepherd's pie. Once again, it's probably too hot to taste. Like I said, reduce it more. That was the biggest problem with this. And a deeper and not so wide casserole dish should be fine, but you'll like this. This would be good with a Guinness or a hard bread, baguette, something like that. But yeah, I would definitely, if I was going to have bread, would have something like that. So anyway, there you go. So give it a try, see what you think. It's comfort food, it really is. And let me know what you think. Signing off from the quarantine kitchen once again. Be careful out there.